Pinbot, people. Pinbot. That's right. For most of you out there may not even know what Pinbot really is, but some of you might. Especially those who clicked on the video probably are thinking, what is this? Well, back in the 80s and the 90s, pinball games were still going. And I want to dedicate this video to my dad because, let's be honest here, Dad, this is all your fault. So, in due reality, this game holds a lot of meaning, and there's multiple reasons why. On the game front, this game is very special. So, I'm going to go over an unboxing of this and then even more detail about Pinbot and all these things that mean something, along with a review and gameplay. So, before I do, subscribe, because more subscriptions mean more videos. So, as far as it goes, everybody, this game was really the best pinball game to play for a very long time. And you might say, well, why is that? It doesn't even look that great, right? Well, actually, it was amazing. It was the only one that was playable and you could actually get somewhere on it. So with this game, it had the planets in the center of the game, of the pinball table, and you would reach around all the way. You had to make it all the way to the sun, so it went like Pluto all the way to the sun. Now back then, Pluto was still a planet. Whatever's going on in the world right now, I don't know what to tell you, but it is what it is, right? So when it comes to this game, this was one of the most extremely badass games of pinball you could play on a game system. It was easy to get further in the game, and it didn't always just take your ball from you. A lot of pinball games just are out there. Nintendo somehow did it with this. There's another pinball game which I have somewhere. I don't know where. I was gonna show it. That pinball game, it was like you would go through a skyscraper. It had like 3 or 4 levels, and it had an additional game that was separate. So me and my dad playing Nintendo was like it was like an every night kind of thing, and Pinbot was a game that we continuously played over and over, trying to get as far as we can. Now, something my dad doesn't even know is that this pinball game had more than what we got on it. Like, there are 6 levels that changes the color, changes... okay, so we always made it to where an airplane came out. Like, basically, first there's a blob that rotates around the planets, and that blob is like a little shit because he'll eat your ball, And then we also had this plane or this thing that would fly around and shoot missiles at your ball and try to destroy it. So it was really, we thought that's as far as it went. But apparently it goes even further to where the screen changes to like, it goes gold, it goes white or silver, and then green, I think, is the final level 6. Okay, so that, in my mind, like, we didn't even make it that far. We were trying to get that far back then. And my favorite words to him was Scottie Pippen all the time. We were always trying to break each other's ability to win the game. But we're doing an unboxing, and this game in itself was better because when it came to the Super Nintendo games for pinball, like this one here that came out, me and my dad thought this would be a good game, but it turns out that it was more of a, I don't know, it was weird. It had this weird voice that would talk to you, Super Pinball Behind the Mask. Okay, this was a really weird game, and this pinball didn't have little monsters that come out and eat your ball and all kinds of animated stuff. So this pinball game was added all kinds of neat little features in it and hidden little secrets to getting further in the game. That's what made this this NES game, this Nintendo game, better than any of the other ones out there, because it had these little hidden secrets that made the game fun to keep going and trying. The music that it had was like a timestamp of reality. This game, originally when it came out, I think back in the 80s, or was it early 90s, probably somewhere around there, it was a pinball machine that you'd go and play at the arcades. And Nintendo, I guess, made this for you, and this is amazing. See, back then, if you actually played this pinball game, you would lose. Because we tried it. Me and my dad first, I think, found it in like up by Milwaukee or Chicago, okay, when we were traveling. And, you know, then apparently some of the places around here finally got the machine and we played it again. It was hard to actually play this thing because the ball kept going out, and my dad was really good at pinball, so I figured give him the shot to see how far he could get when we were, you know, playing. And it was really hard to actually play the physical version of this game, you know. This game, you'll notice that the ball actually will kind of float and kind of work in your favor, to where you keep trying to hit these little colored boxes, and your goal is to kind of light up all the colored boxes all the way up the line. There's like a grid pattern beneath this, and it'll open up his mouth to where you can shoot the ball in there. There's 2 slots, and it'll keep your ball, and then you'll get a new ball and get the other ball in there, and then you'll play with 2 balls. Well, the really cool thing about this game that nobody really knows is, as you keep playing, it'll change your ball into squares and triangles and shapes and stuff, and it does all kinds of cool stuff. It's just amazing. This pinbot had many iterations of pinballs, okay? So they didn't just come out with pinbot, they came out with pin jack, pinbot jack or something, which was like supposed to be his son, and then the machine, the bride of pinbot. So pinbot apparently married you know, another, so this is like a massive space robot creature, and you're like attacking it in reality or something, and so that's what this thing was all about. So they made the bride of pinbot, which they call the machine, and then Jack Pinbot. So those games weren't just the only iterations. Tiger Handheld Electronics, Tiger came out with a little handheld electronic game to play. I thought about buying it and putting it in the video, but I don't know. I mean, think about it. Do you really want to buy that just for a video? I mean, it's so, like, would it even work at this time? Probably not. I don't know, but, you know, we're talking about something from the, like, 90s, you know, a little handheld Tiger handheld, which they made a game for every game ever made, you know what I mean? It's like Tiger handheld and their little handheld. I had several of them, you know, and some of the worst ones is where you're just like a guy swiping over and over. It was so ridiculous. I think it was for the kids on the bus. When you were going to school, you'd play it. And then you'd coming home on the bus, you'd play your Tiger handheld, because it really had no use at all. It was just for the kid to kill time. And that's why Game Boy probably came out. But anyways, I'm going to show you this. I got this, I have my copy downstairs, and then this is someone that I got it from, and I can't believe how cheap it was. It was like $50 or something, and I'm just not going to say it. I'm not saying nothing. Let's not say it, you know. I don't know if they were thinking about it when they did this, but I got it from eBay for like $50. I'm not going to say it again. Like, first off, this is worth more than that to some people. So, yeah, I got it from Collect a Watch, and they changed their name to Best Online Deals. Best Online Deals. So, I don't know. I guess you really are giving out deals, because this was really cheap. I don't know what to say. I'm going to get in trouble. Once you find out, if you find out, look at the condition of this box, okay? It's better than the condition of my box, okay? I mean, what are you doing here, man? I don't know what to say. So, we're unboxing this thing. It is really, really fucking badass. Look at this. So, this is what I was talking about with the game. So, you see, you got his head there, and underneath that, there's those little squared boxes that are lit up with color. Blue, orange, you know, green, pink. You got to fill those bars. You got to hit those tabs at the top. So your ball would go in and you hit those tabs to get his mouth open. It was all about progressing to the next level is what it really was. I don't think playing with two balls was very helpful. So look at this box. I mean, amazing condition. How did you do this? My box don't even look this good. I mean, seriously, even the bottom, dude. Look at that. What the heck, dude? I mean, holy moly. And then the top, not bad, not bad. So, when I seen them selling it that cheap, you know, come on, dude. I mean, I get a tank of gas. Cost me $60-something. Some people even more. Can I open this without... Give me a second. We're going to have to pause video. Okay, we're back. I don't want to damage it. I have to go easy. It's really nice and really rare. Look, there's not even any damage to this thing. Very light, if anything. Now, I have to try to shake it out because I don't want to grab anything. And it is all original, people. Like... Oh my God, shake it with me, everybody. Do the shake. Oh my God, the styrofoam is in there. It is original. Unbelievable, people. Unfreaking believable. Look at this. First off, you got your little map there of Zelda for like get you Nintendo Power. Oh my God. Look at this. I actually have like 3 or more of those the very first Nintendo Power ever made. I actually have that, multiple of them. I think my first one is original. The other one I took from someone's house because they were like damaging it or something and they weren't taking care of their stuff and they're like, you know, we don't need it. I was like, whatever. And then the other one I had bought from like a game store down the road. The very first Nintendo Power is going for like thousands of dollars online. I don't know why, but I got a whole bunch of them. Huh. Okay. Anyways, before we get to this is beyond me for $50. Okay. I don't even know what to say, but weren't games back then like $40? You know, I'm going to get in trouble if I say it one more time. I'm just saying right now, this is ridiculous. So, yes, Dad, there were multiple levels of this game that you cannot, look at this. Look at this. Unbelievable condition. Mine is good condition, but this one's really nice. I haven't even opened it yet. I mean, I just kind of made sure it was in there, and that's it. It's original. It's got the stamp 05. It is good. Let's take a look at this insides here, people. So, it's kind of hard to see everything, but it looks really clean and really good. Well done, my man. Definitely letting you know, I thank you so much. My booklet is in a little bit better condition than this one, though. My booklet doesn't have any marks on it. My booklet is actually mint. So this guy's booklet has little marks on it and stuff. It is what it is. But, you know, this game was an original to all pinball games. You can actually play this game right now, people, on your PlayStation or on your Xbox. You can actually play this game right now, which I'm going to show you footage of. It's actually in like My Arcade or Arcade Classics or some sort of arcade. I'll have the words and the letters up on the screen for you, showing you. You can still play this game. just not the Nintendo NES version, which Nintendo really needs to remake stuff. And as you can see, this explains what the stuff is. Let's see if I can get this on here just right. So pinbot's visor. There's you know, a solar ramp, which you would hear all the time. They got the vortex, flippers, plunger, bonus multiplier. You know, they got all that stuff listed right there on the screen. This game, me and my dad were always trying to beat it and see how far we could get with it. And I didn't know there was 6 freaking levels to this thing. 6 levels, everybody. Like 6, like, complete map changes, you know, as far as it goes. So this tells you what everything is. You know, what kind of points you're making. We were always trying to get all the way around the planets, which we did every time, basically. Made it to the sun. I would say set it on 4-player and play your heart out. And that's basically it, people. And that game is a timestamp. So the actual game itself, if you go to like a pinball place and find this game, you're going to find it's a lot harder to play. And the balls don't change into shapes like triangles and squares. Also, you're not going to see it change colors like it does on this. And you're also not going to have these little things that come out and attack you. Apparently at the higher levels you go, there's a snake that comes out, eats your ball, breathes fire, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I'm not kidding you. This was an ultimate pinball game, everybody. And if you try to say different, I don't know what to tell you, because, you know, if you play these other pinball games, your ball always goes out the sides, left or right, and it pisses me off to no extent. Literally the gameplay that I'm going to show on here, you will see that the version, the high definition version of the original pinball table, it looks great, but your pinball goes out so easy and you can't hold the ball and control the ball. This game here for the NES, you could hold the ball, capture the ball as it comes down your flipper, you could grab it and hold the ball. That was so cool. And then you could actually flip it and direct it to any part of the map you wanted. That's what made this game so much easier to play. As far it made pinball fun, man. It did. And everybody out there that says something different, I don't know what to tell you, but pick up the game and try it yourself and you'll see what I'm saying. So this guy selling this that cheap, man, I bought it in a heartbeat. I'm so sorry. You're awesome. I thank you. He's got the best eBay online deals I could ever see. I'm not usually an eBay buyer, people. It's just, I found my game, and it was in good condition, and the booklet was mint condition. Box, not as great because of time, but, you know, I was just checking. And all the pinbot ones were either really priced or really shitty. It was either really bad off, you know. And I was like, you know, to have this in that kind of condition, look at the bottom of this box, okay? Unbelievable condition, people. Unbelievable. I don't know how you kept it that long, but I'm wrapping this stuff in plastic and putting it away. This pinball game that came out on the Super Nintendo really wasn't that great. It was really, it had levels, or it had, you know, multiple games to play, but it was just not, it wasn't easy, and you didn't have all this on-screen stuff like a blob coming out and an airplane or something attacking you. And so, me and my dad used to play this game religiously, okay? And I just want to shout out to him. Thanks for the times that we had. You know, there's a rule whenever you play this game with someone. If you're gonna play it with someone, a friend or whoever, a loved one, and they're playing and you're just sitting there, you're supposed to say Scottie Pippen a whole lot until it drives them insane. Trust me, it'll work. They'll mess up. Now, I wanted to show you real quick before I finish the video. I actually have 3 Nintendo Entertainment Systems with boxes. And the reason why I'm showing this one is because this was my very first one that was bought by my mom. The very first games that I had for the Nintendo was Ghostbusters and Legend of Zelda, and then Super Mario 2. I didn't get Super Mario 1 until later. This only came with this game guide, which I have downstairs, and I was so impressed when I found it. But it's got all of the games. So this was like first series, basically. There was another one that had come out, but this box was actually in the worst condition. My mom bought me this one back in the 80s. And then later down the road, my dad bought me one. When I went to go open the present, I thought it was a Nintendo. It turned out to be a hunk of concrete shaped like a turtle and painted brown. So it was literally like a turtle, a yard ornament or something you would stick out in the yard. Now, we kept that turtle for like ever. It was literally a concrete turtle that was painted brown until it eventually disintegrated and started breaking apart. But so my mom bought me one, my dad bought me one, and then finally, when it may have been like 2001, I had bought another in box, because at that time I thought, you know, it was in box. I was like, with box and all, you know. So I was just kind of showing you, this is my very first one, and you see, I put my boxes over in the corner of the wall, and some were super well kept and some not as much. As you can see, the Super Nintendo box wasn't very good, and this Nintendo box not very good as either. This is my original one, and just kind of showing you the quality and the difference of the box. I actually have this right here downstairs with box. You know, I kept boxes for everything. The actual control pad, we tried playing everything. It had turbo. But it came with this game book here. And as you can see, it talked about Mario, Zelda, Tyson's Punch-Out. And I don't think it came with a game. So that's why I had like 2 games. And it was Zelda and Ghostbusters. Talk about sucks, huh? This is everything that came with that. So, you know, I guess you have to spend a little more to get the game, right? So this one was not super well kept, and how can you keep it so well? As you can see, Legend of Zelda, Mario Brothers, Rad Racer, Baseball. These were all games that we all played back then. This was the reality of it. So the bottom of the box is in good condition. Imagine that, you know, and not all messed up because it was on the bottom. So, like I said, when it came to video games, my first box, this was good looking up until probably somewhere between 2016 and 2020. It sat there without being wiped down from the dust, and the dust gets on it and then gets moisture on it and then does this. So I have to clean this stuff and get this crap off of there. It's probably going to be permanent. It really don't matter because I've got 3 other boxes and 3 other game systems. But, you know, what a world, huh? And then I found this old classic controller that I had bought from a game store. And I don't think I've ever opened it. I think it's opening itself. You know? So I'm surprised that, you know, there's a lot of shit, this must have been 2008 to 2010. I don't know. It had to be somewhere around there because I just bought it to have it, you know, in case if one of mine didn't work. But it's in really good condition. As far as it goes, pinbot, everybody, it is one of the very rarest games. As you can see, this game is a classic. There was a gold screen it would change the colors and everything. So, I mean, it was just awesome to play. I mean, there was no one out there that was producing a pinball game that was fun to play. And they did that with this game. So, you're going to see some online gameplay from me and then from everything else. And it's going to be on there showing everything. I'd like to thank everybody for making it happen. When I found this game for $50, I was like, well, we're doing it. Because, like I said, getting gas every week or whatever, that's like $60 or something. You know, I mean, just imagine. I mean, it was well worth it. It's going in the collection. As far as it goes, everything's getting put away. And it's nice to have this thing after all these years, to have another copy as a backup. And this is one of my backup copies, so if anything ever happens, hopefully it'll be in good condition. But anyways, everything's going to be listed and shown, and I want you guys to know that if you're going to be out there playing some old Nintendo games, try out Pinbot. Just give it a try. It's actually kind of fun. It's one of the best, and probably, really, there was only like 2 pinball games, wasn't there, for the Nintendo? It might have been 3, but I know there's definitely 2. Anyways, this one was the one to play. It had levels that changed, and they made it fun to play. And you didn't lose your ball real easily. However, you can lose it easily, but you know what I'm saying. It seemed like the ball was more like it was weird. It was like it decided what it wanted to do. It wanted you to play with it. It was like Pinbot's fingers at the bottom of the screen trying to like play with the ball. It was so weird. Anyways, till next time, people, subscribe and check out Pinbot. Thanks for watching.
Click on Zombie Apocalypse.